Okay. Mic is good. Cool. Camera is good. I think we are set. All right. Hey everyone. Alex. My phone is at 1%. I wanted to get here before it runs out. Okay. Take your time. Anthony, good morning. Incognito, did you have a couple moment? I have no idea. Aaron, welcome. John Doe, what's up? Cool. How is it going? The collaboration video with Kuro Couch. The first one is up on their channel now. So if you haven't checked, please do. Yeah, they filmed a couple of other videos that I haven't they haven't uploaded yet. It's gonna be close to my video's release date, so stay tuned. It's just small reaction video on their side first, but we also filmed like a sit and talk kind of video on their channel, so it's gonna be out soon. Jonathan. This is Jonathan from California. Filthy Frank brought me here. Oh, even now, ne? Or maybe it's a while ago. But yeah, those videos are still getting some views. It's not like so many times, but yeah, some views, which is crazy. But yeah, Filthy Frank made me a decent amount of, decent size of channel. So, who was that? But I know one of you guys told me that recently abroad in Japan, Chris, and on their video, with he was talking with Connor, and they were talking about the reaction video saga. Japanese person reacts to XYZ. And a lot of times when it was, abroad in Japan contents, right? Some of the, creators back then, they did a really, judgmental reaction to one of abroad in Japan's video that made him a little uncomfortable, I guess. Yeah. Yes, I did abroad in Japan reaction video, but it was not for that video. And then I can't just be like, oh, he's so wrong, I can't because I knew him. I knew what he was doing. I respected him. So my video was more like fun-spirited reaction video. But anyways, they were talking about the reaction saga, and then one of my videos, I think thumbnail popped up on his channel. I mean, he didn't mention any names, but yeah, they were talking about it. And then there were so many like thumbnails popped up on the video of Japanese creators reacting to his videos, right? And then I was looking at the thumbnail because I wanted to make sure how I was on the video, right? It's just a thumbnail. He didn't mention anything about me or anything, but I checked that out. looked at those thumbnails, right? So many creators, Japanese creators, but none of them are still active, you know? Um, I think creators who are doing like Japanese people react kind of thing back then and still doing their own thing uh, are Mrs. Eats. Mrs. Eats, yeah, she definitely got on the trend and made herself bigger, you know, famous, and she's still going on, which is good. Ask Shogo とか his niche is totally different right now, but I think he started from reaction video. Well, yeah, reaction video. He did a reaction video. Um, yeah, Shogo is still doing. He is more like doing the kobudo, 武闘 contents, Japanese traditional martial arts, which is great. I wanted to someday link up with him, and then wanna learn like a samurai method. He doesn't like calling themselves samurai. Okay, so I'm not gonna call him samurai. Okay, I wanted to learn martial arts from him. You know, the thing is, he's in Kyoto, which is kind of far from here. I could definitely visit Hamamatsu, which is where Kuro Couch is at, but it's like a double, more like triple, triple distance than Hamamatsu. So yeah, Shogo definitely lives far away from me. Hard to visit, and we haven't talked or anything. He might recognize me, but we haven't really talked. But who else? Who is like Japanese creators who are doing reaction videos during COVID time, and then still doing their content? Is there anyone else? Most of them are left, which is natural. That was a trend. That was the, gold mining. Yeah, gold mining content. So yeah. Porori man. Hi, Steve. Hello, from Darwin. Cuckoo. RB, hi. Looking great. Cool. Happy Easter. あ、そうだね。It's a Easter holiday ね。In the Western countries. Not big in Japan, so I totally forgot about it. Watching the video right now, but with Japanese audio. With Japanese audio? What does that mean? David, thank you for the super chat. Happy Easter to you too. Great. そうね、イースターね。David. So it's a big super chat, and it's a Easter. Maybe egg, omrice, egg rice, sticker for you. Happy Easter. Mr. Daft Justice. I went to Golden Guy to talk with at least Japanese bartenders. Where do you recommend going in Tokyo to meet people? Golden Guy ね。No, Golden Guy is fun, but I guess it's a lot of tourists right now. And less locals? Where do you recommend going in Tokyo to meet people? まあでも if you're Japanese, it depends on your Japanese level, right? Now, if your Japanese level is not that high, then like a 外国人 bar, like international bars like Hub or yeah, there are many places like that in Shibuya, Shinjuku, and talk to Japanese people. Although, I mean, there are some Japanese people there, I guess. まあ、あとはスタンダップコメディね。東京コメディバー。Well, I think I talked about it last time. あらあ、ねんねん見つけてしまったねんねん。あ、はい、はい、ヒロ。Don't go there, don't go there. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, are you sleeping there? You gonna sleep there? He's on the floor trying to sleep. You're weird today. Maybe he was a big turd?
A big turd?
Big turd? Guys, he was freaking out this morning. I almost missed this live stream even. He was like super upset, crying the shit out. And then we had no idea, right? We couldn't figure out, but after a while, he did a really big, solid poo, and that almost looked hurt, painful?
Painful, yeah.
Yeah, painful to get that out, So maybe that was the reason. Because it was... What did you find? Gaga? You already got Gaga?
Oh, the gagas.
This again. Gaga.
I have to warn you when I come up so you can hide him.
Right. Gaga. By the way, this is his security blanket. Yeah. I had security blanket when I was like 3. Well, until like 7 or something. I think. Yeah. I still had that after like Buddha. This is his security blanket. What are you talking about?
It's his show now.
Can you do inai ba? Inai. Ba.
Nope.
Inai.
Ba.
Yay! Inai. Coca. Okay. Inai ba is peekaboo. Just so you know.
Say bye-bye to chat, buddy. We gotta go.
Bye.
We're going to the park. Say bye-bye to chat.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Hey, 行きましょう。抱っこ。
At least I got few gagas.
You go. I had those.
We still have a few gagas. ね。Yeah. He's like a storm baby. Jonathan, I'd like to say thank you for telling us the reality of life in Japan. I never been to Japan, but I do plan on visiting soon. Huge fan, Sagi, and I hope you are doing very well. Oh, thank you. That's a very warm, kind words. Thank you for that. Sanguine Quest. People underestimate how tough a job content creation is. I know, right? Yeah, but at that point it was easy, right? It was easy. You react to someone else's video and you made so much money out of it. I mean, not gonna lie to you guys, you guys definitely know, but I definitely got on the trend. But I still had a moral, you know? I was never be respectful to those creators I reacted to. I gave them shout out. I was, trying to be respectful at least. And then, that's not everything I do, right? Yeah, I almost don't do, never do reaction video nowadays, right? I might do, but yeah. Recently, copyrights and stuff like that is kind of strict, so. Frank, thanks for the super sticker and welcome. John, hello. Thank you, Frank. Oh, you're home. You're home finally. Oh, how's your knee? Guy, how are your allergies? It's getting better. The cedar pollen is almost gone now. So it's not that bad. The audio track on YouTube has Japanese audio enabled as well as other languages like Spanish. あ、そうなんだ. Like AI thing? Wow. Pororiman. I moved to Japan last week and wondering the same thing. Having literally no friends here is kinda daunting. おー。東京でしょ？東京だとね。There are places to go. I think in general, like, yeah, if you don't speak Japanese, especially outside Tokyo, it's gonna be really hard meeting friends in real life. Because you don't know who speak enough English to communicate with you. So you really have to level up Japanese language. But I think it's, places like language exchange app とか online solution is definitely makes it easier to meet Japanese locals while speaking like less Japanese. If you can speak Japanese, then you should definitely go like local izakayas, small bars, like Western style restaurants such as like maybe tacos place とか pizza place とか those places have more like international minded Japanese people. But yeah. But if you don't speak so much Japanese and want to meet people in real life, then yeah, there aren't so many places to go. International bars like Hub, Shibuya, Shinjuku kind of places. Yeah, it's hard. That's why I kind of recommend online solution. Because less lower, less language barrier online, you know? Venice, hello. When I was a JET LT in Takahagi, so many of my coworkers didn't remember Easter existed. so then, yeah, we don't celebrate Easter. Steve, are you still in contact with Connie Cole? Yes, yes. We are connected. Sometimes chat. Yeah. Do you do you have to plan the off-kai? Do you have to plan the off-kai? どういうこと? What does that mean? What are the main differences you see in a conversation between a Western foreigner and Japanese native? Main differences. Main differences you see in a conversation. A very, very like vague idea, but main difference. A very rough idea, but Western people chat more, while Japanese people are like reserved. Don't talk so much in the conversation. Mostly listening. Listening to the conversation, reacting to the conversation, and mainly Western people are talking in a conversation, which is like not bad. It's not necessarily bad. If it's, if the conversation is like, I don't know, 80% you talking, that can be a problem. But no, I think Japanese people are still enjoying the conversation while listening and being in the vibe, But yeah, sometimes you wanna check out if the person is, enjoying themselves. Yeah, sometimes check on. Angelite, have you got any tips to avoid being ghosted by someone? Basically, they seem interested, but then stop messaging you. Avoid being ghosted. That's impossible. That's impossible. Especially in the modern dating, especially in Japan. Yeah, that's the worst combo when it comes to ghosting. That's like people ghost each other, and that's becoming normal, which is sad. I'm not encouraging anyone to do so, but that's the reality, right? It's almost impossible to avoid. There is almost no way. It's a two-way communication, and no matter how much you make that effort, things happen. And right ones would not do that. Would stay with you, and then I guess the only way is to stay attractive. But you can't be attractive to everyone as well. So I think the right answer is, yeah, try your best to be attractive, but also just get used to it. っていうか、don't spend so much effort and time to those who would ghost you. Yeah, don't invest time and effort to those kind of people. Right one will just go smoothly. No ghosting. Hiro-kun. Oh, Lloyd. Hello. Hiro-kun and Justin. Hey. Keitaro. Welcome back. Monster turd. Must have been a struggle. Yeah. I know, right? I've been there, little bro. Yeah, we've been there, right? Family moment, yeah. Hope he gets better. Yeah, he seems very chill right now. But yeah, that almost scared us. How upset he was, you know. You might still see his like burgers and tears and everything because he was crying, uh, uh, wiping his face on my chest. So, そうですね. I didn't have time to change even. He's growing so fast, I know. Hirozera. Hiro so cute. Fighting for his life on the toilet. Poor guy. まあね、still diaper だけどね。Not toilet. What did he just say? I don't know. ヒロラングエッジがね。ねねば is peekaboo. Yes, いないいないばだけど、ねね。For him, ねねば. That's peekaboo. Yeah. How do you go about teaching him both of your languages? Do you just let it develop naturally, or do you have a structured method? We don't have a structured method right now. We might think about it because his language development is kind of slow. Not as fast. It's not like he's late, but he still speaks. というか、he can say some words. It's definitely not like late. But compared to his, physical development, how tall he is, how ran, how kicks balls, all that kind of physical development, he's really way ahead. But compared to that, his language development isn't so fast. He recognizes many English words, but he doesn't really say it. They say those words, especially English words. Even in Japanese, it's mostly like onomatopoeia. Boo boo means car, wan wan means dogs, doggies. Gaga means ducks and birds in general. That's more like onomatopoeia than actual words. But right now he definitely understands both. If I say, where's a clock? He can point clock and 時計どこにあるの? In Japanese, where's a clock? And he can still point the same thing. So he understands both, but in a vocal, he's having a hard time to. He's not interested in saying words so much. Yeah, it's interesting how babies, language development. What's going on with your allergies? Have you had them for long? So long というか I think it builds up, right? It's not like I've always had it, but as I got older and built up pollen thing, it started around like late 20s かな。Definitely more than 5 years. Around 5 years. 違うな。More than 5 years. More than 5 years. Struggling in this springtime. Yeah. Getting stronger every day. Walking with one crutch now. Feeling good. そうかそうか、これ about you ね。walking with one crutch now. One crutch って何？ Feeling good. It sounds like getting a little better. Sounds good, Frank. Oh, Justin, welcome back. Seymour, thanks for the super chat. Hello, hello. Thank you. Venice, I saw a Japanese girl today. Cool. Like a date? Or you just saw a girl? Miranik, my friend would go to maid cafes to learn and practice Japanese. Okay, I mean, if Japanese practice, not the bad place to go, but yeah. Have you ever been to a sumo wrestling match before? I haven't. Would be nice, but I just haven't. Even when I was on exchange at university, it was hard to find ways to meet people. The clubs had bans on non-fluent Japanese or even no foreigners rules. Oh, that's rough. そうね。うん。But that's why online solution is easier, makes it easier. There are many platforms to connect people in Japan. I think the nature, Japanese people's nature, um, online approach is very common. Mm. There are moms to make friends with other moms. だし、there are matching アプリじゃなくて there are dating apps for married people だしthere are you know dating app for those who love movies, specifically for movie lovers. There are dating apps for international dating. There are so many purposes. There are so many apps for each purpose. Uh, so yeah, you can find something. I mean, even social media like Instagram, you can still make friends with people. It's common in Japan. So now if you try to go chat with Japanese locals without speaking so much Japanese, then it's gonna be a hard mode. You mean Japanese don't chat about the weather? Yeah, yeah. You can't be a Japanese without talking about weather. Yep. Yes, I listened to a Japanese conversation. The listener nodded and responded about 20% of the time, mostly listening. It almost seemed like she wasn't listening 100%. そうだね。Well, it looks like it. Well, as long as they are having fun. And if they start talking, then don't interrupt, because I see that a lot in some people, they just keep talking and talking and talking, and then once the listeners start talking, they still keep talking. They don't care. But yeah, if a Japanese person try to talk, then you should be listening mode 100%. Lloyd, I've been ghosted from Japanese women. I just move on and don't bother with them. Yeah, that's the spirit. Hirokun is the best. He is. Bleak, hello. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. You too. Little bro isn't even on the toilet yet. Nope. He has to live with the big. Yeah, well, I think soon it's gonna be time for potty training. Has Hiro started teasing yet? Teasing, I think he's been teasing on and off. He's chewing the security blanket a lot nowadays. Yeah. So when he was so upset this morning, I thought it was teasing, but it was definitely more than just teasing. He wouldn't cry like that just because of teasing. So I think it was because of the turd, big solid turd. Dog. They say girls develop language skills faster. In a way, I think. なんかね、I think listening skills, language, まあ overall communication, it's a communication tool, right? So maybe women are slightly better at it, but I don't think it's significant between men and women. But when it comes to listening skill, I think women are better in general. Like especially when it comes to Japanese women who communicate with foreigners, um, they understand a lot better than Japanese men or how much they can speak English. The listening skill is better. But yeah, maybe. See Hua, welcome back. I'm watching until the end. There's a proposed single tax child and child care support fund in Japan. What do you think about it? Proposed single tax. Hi. If you are single, you have to pay tax. That's kinda thing. Is it proposed? I don't know. I haven't heard that yet. But what do you think? What do you think? I don't think I think it sounds like a punishment. So I don't like the idea. If the government needs more children, then make that fund somehow without punishing certain people, right? なんか, yeah. I don't know, it sounds like it doesn't make sense. So Hiro-kun listens mostly. He's a listener. そうかもね. True, yeah. Well, see ya, John. Claymation just stopped by to share what I said to the love of my life recently. I told her my heart is a flower and she is the sunshine and that makes it grow. Then I said, love you. Okay, cool. How did she respond? Are there any laws for cheating in Japan or severe consequences in general? I talked about it in a video, where I talked about the street interviews are fake kind of video. But yeah, there is a consequences. When you go for a trial, you can definitely take money back. そうね。It's guilty. まあそうだね。And yeah, like socially too. Some I've seen I've seen some punishments at companies. It affects your career kind of stuff if it's you know within the workplace とか yeah, there's consequences for sure. What type of dances are you into? So I started from classical ballet to contemporary dance, and I was striving to be a contemporary dancer. But then COVID happened. There was no offer. for sure. And after a while, I got a small job at a musical dancer. Um, and then I got pregnant, so I'm kind of like the off the rail. Um, but also I started learning traditional Japanese dances such as sword dancing or fan dancing. And then yeah, I've just started in that kind of area. Actually, next weekend I have a sword dancing class, which is I'm excited. Yeah, I'm gonna buy like hakama dress, like a samurai dress, I would say, samurai dress, and of course the fake sword. It's not gonna be because it's a performance. It's dancing, sword dancing. We're not gonna use real sword. It's too heavy and dangerous to dance with, so we don't use it. But there are certain like um like fake swords for dancing that look like real. Um, yeah, I'm gonna buy one. It's like $250. It's not cheap. Well, yeah, I'm taking this seriously. I want to pursue my dancing career as more like towards traditional dancer with mixed with contemporary dancing. So well, we'll see. We'll see. It's just started. So in Neon Toilet Juice, welcome back. Are there dating sites for farmers? US has one. いいね. That's good. Sounds good. But I haven't heard of that in Japan. Because mostly farmers are old people in Japan. Like aged. They are aged. And actually, it's an issue in Japan. There aren't enough people to take over the business, like people, young people, next generations to take over the business, and we are facing kind of like lack of farmers in Japan. So actually, a lot of foreigners are working in farmer industry, to help out. So in Japanese conversation, it's like the listener isn't actually listening, but rather waiting for the turn. I think it depends. Depends. なんか in Japan there is a term like 聞き上手, a good listener. Being a good listener is like considered like なんだろうな sophisticated or like respected. Like being a good listener is more respected in Japan. So usually people don't go like me. Yeah. Here's my story. Here's my what happened to me. But yeah, usually people are just like genuinely listening to you and don't really talk about their opinion unless you ask, right? So I think there are some kind of misunderstandings or mismatch happening between Westerners and Japanese people, where like as a Japanese, especially a Japanese woman, they don't really talk about themselves unless you ask, right? Then you go on a date with a Japanese woman, and then because she doesn't really talk, you talked mostly, right? And you thought that's the right thing to do. She doesn't want to speak. She doesn't want to talk. Then I will talk. And then after the date, she ghosts you. And then, damn, I thought she was having fun listening to my story, right? But what's actually happening was from women's POV. it goes like, he was so chatty. He was such a selfish person. He didn't ask me questions. He didn't give me a chance to talk. Because I think between Japanese people, that's like a unspoken rules that, hey, I talked, so I ask a question. Yeah. And when she or he is talking, I focus on listening. Like this kind of, catchable, なんか communication style is like common and people know. But if you don't really get it, it might cause misunderstanding. But yeah, there are definitely Japanese people who are chatty and talk all the time, like Japanese old bros とか old guys talking about how like the glory of their career in the past. This is how I got promotion. Yeah, stuff like that. So yeah, there are people like that for sure. Yeah, there are people who are like they are kind of listening to you, but kind of waiting for the chance to talk. But yeah. How do you know if a Japanese woman is in a relationship like Instagram without posting her boyfriend? これは難しいね。もう until you ask her out かな。うん。Because, I think, so in general, in the US culture, if a woman has a boyfriend, she would mention in a conversation, oh, what did you do last weekend? She goes like, oh, I went to somewhere with my boyfriend. And then kind of give you a hint that she's taken. So don't flirt with me, don't ask me out. But Japanese people, like I told you, they don't really talk about it unless you ask, right? So she is not gonna be like, oh, I went somewhere with my boyfriend. She would just talk about like general stuff. Yeah, it was alright. My weekend was alright. I kind of went there. It was fun. Like she doesn't really mention anything about her relationship. So it's gonna be hard for you to see if she's single or not, actually. So I think you really have to do this guessing game. But yeah, at the end of the day, first step is to ask how she was doing weekends or special days like Valentine's Day, Christmas days, those like dates for couples. It's a great chance for you to ask if and to get the hint if she's taken or not. Oh, next month とか、Christmas is coming soon. Do you have any plans for Christmas Eve? Then if she says, "Oh, I'm just working," then she's most likely single, right? But without that kind of なんだろうな. Yeah, I think it's hard to tell. At the end of the day, you should ask her or ask her out, then you will figure it out. Cameron, thank you. Everyone be sure to hit the like button. Please do. To use an expression, carrot works better than stick. Reward punishment. Dog. One of the news stories was talking about increased number of lonely deaths in Japan. Why are so many elderies plus 60 years old not married? まあ widowed とかね。widowed or yeah, single. うん。Number is increasing because I think so. The lonely death, right? The number is increasing. Perhaps, yeah, there are like 60 plus singles out there, but I think it's more about the community, right? The lack of community, especially men, Japanese men after retirement. After being 60 or 65 years old, Japanese companies, you can't choose when to retire, right? If you become 60, um, you can ask for extended contract, but basically that's company's decision. If you are worth it for the company, you will be hired another 5 years. But basically, yeah, 60 is the age when people get retired, right? And after the retirement, after working for a company for 40 years, right? People in that age, in that the generation, they join the company at the age of early 20s. And then they have to retire. They are forced to retire at the age of 60. And then they work for a same company for almost 40 years. So the company is their life. The community is only at their companies. But what if that's taken away? They will be lonely. Some can adapt to a local community or something like that, but many, especially when our Japanese man is like なんだろうな superior, like a boss position, like a managing position. He's he's good at managing or being a boss, being a traditional Japanese boss. He's good at it, but he's not good at adapting to a normal community that's outside of their job. And then they feel like they can't really fit in, and they don't have job to do, and then they just become alone. And yeah, they are widowed, or maybe divorced, and or maybe he was single all the time. But anyways, those men will just stay alone because they can't really join the community. I think that is more of a thing in the generation. I think it's gonna be, the next decades, after the decade or two, it's gonna be, more single men die alone because they can't find a partner or things like that will happen. But at this age, right now, it's more about, work culture. They are just so focused on work. They don't have any friends outside their job. That's more of the issue right now. Yeah. How would you deal with ungrateful Japanese girlfriend who takes you for granted? Ungrateful Japanese girlfriends who takes you for granted. Like me? Or as a man? You guys? It depends. Do you mean cheating in the workplace as in like sleeping with another coworkers? No. If it's both, like if it's just consent and doesn't involve married people, person, then it's less likely to be a thing. But if a person, so this is what I've actually seen, right, in the last workplace, in Japanese workplace. There were coworkers sleeping. Coworkers are sleeping, but both are married. both were married, right? The guy was married, the woman was married, even 3 kids. Both had kids even, but they were sleeping, right? And then the husband of the female coworker called the company, and then told the company that he found out that she is sleeping with other employee, right? Oh, drama. Yeah. And then I think he kind of, I don't know. He asked the company to stop or something. So he he basically made it public, right? He wanted a revenge. So the husband called the company, called the other out, and now they were in trouble. But basically, man, she got a punishment from her own husband. I think my husband decided not to leave the marriage. They are still married. Seems like, they have 3 children, so they don't have much choice. They were still married, but the other guy, right? The guy who was sleeping with other coworker, her wife decided to leave, and yeah, he got divorced. And he was sent to other facility. He was in HQ, but they kicked him out because I don't think it's fair. She didn't lose anything. She didn't have to. I mean, she definitely lost the trust from other coworkers. Now they are like disgusted with everything. She's so sexy. She's so beautiful. Well, so pretty, so graceful. But now that they know she was cheating, they were disgusted. They have zero trust with her. So in a way, she's getting punishment, but she didn't have to leave the headquarters. She kept her marriage, so she didn't really lose anything. And then company just kicked the guy out. But I guess that's the only thing they could do, because if they kick her out, the entire family have to move or get separated, right? So they only could move the guy out, because now he's single. So yeah, that kind of things happen. ね。That's a drama. She responded with a big smile like the sun, and the flower of my heart grew bigger. Wait, she smiled. She smiled. And that's the answer? Are you sure? She smiled. That means yes? Or I'm actually kind of confused. You said you love her, and she smiled at it. I need more solid answer. I need solid answer, not just smiling. Well, is that only me? Walter, hi. David, hello. So I should ask about Japanese girl's life if I am on a date with her. should I ask about Japanese girls' life? Life というか yeah. I think you have to make sure you are learning about her and she's learning about you, meaning get to know each other. Yeah. I'd get bored too if someone just talks about themselves all the time. I agree. Ben, your channel inspired me to get a Japanese girlfriend. Please try. Yeah. Try. If you are interested in Japanese culture, then why not? If any Japanese person tell me 日本語上手, I will respond with 聞き上手 from now on. Okay. That happened to me with the girl Kana. Kana, I was talking to for a while. Once I was in hospital, she said, sorry, I'm married. Oh, and stopped talking to me. Maybe just an excuse, but it was odd. なんで? That's odd. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that's 建前 or maybe what was just true? I don't know. When I was in my 20s in Japan, every single girl I met asked if I had a girlfriend. But when I asked a girl, she looked offended, so I stopped. なんだそれ? What? Yeah. I'm glad for you to be on here to spread your wisdom and knowledge about the Japanese culture and language and give advice. Much appreciated. I appreciate you appreciate my content. When I was listening to the listener in the Japanese conversation, she would always repeat なるほど twice after listening to what the speaker said. I thought it sounded like she said なるとなるとなるとねこれねこれね She's a weeb. My mom went to the hospital on Monday. Oh, she was discharged on Thursday. The doctors thought she had a stroke. They performed a MRI scan on her and found no sign of a stroke. That's good. She's losing some of her vision in her right eye. Oh, what's happening? Yeah. MRI eye. Is that common in Japan? It's not common. It's not common. Especially nowadays. I have no idea why they did that, to be honest. Like, it seems like the husband figured out from their email history, like they were like sexually talking, sex talking, talking about sex, whatever. So that he found out, which is so dumb. Yeah, far from the perfect crime. Yeah. I get that. There may be a tendency that Japanese people tend to stay in their job, right? Like I told you. Job is a big, big part of their life. And once they become, I don't know, bored with their current relationships, it's easy to go for coworkers because they see coworkers often and then kind of grow some kind of feeling, or like that's just an easy solution. I don't know. But they are like older than my generation. Like they are like 40, over 40, yeah, kind of generation. But younger generation, they know the consequences, right? They know, Japanese companies were kind of loosey-goosey about relationships in company back then. But nowadays, more like, hey, compliance, hey, sexual assaults, harassment, all that kind of stuff, like causing problem in Japan, even in Japanese companies, things are becoming more strict. So they are more careful about those things. So, yeah. Then I did get a Japanese girlfriend. Good. Good for you. Billy, I went on a date with a girl while in Tokyo. She says she's interested to get away. Always super, super busy with work. How come on dating interfering with the average working class? うーん、そうね。まあね、東京、東京 girls are busy ね。東京 girls are busy ね。まあ busy lifestyle definitely affects their dating life. How common though? I wonder if it comes from some kind of tatemae or they are like really, really busy and then don't have time to date. Or they're not interested in you enough and say, oh, I'm busy as tatemae. So I wonder which is that. So it's hard to judge. I've seen and heard many men who are like, yeah, it seems like this things are not going well with this woman because she's busy. She says she's busy, but I don't know, I always take that as an excuse because if someone is busy, I mean, I had a busy lifestyle while I was doing a full-time worker in Japan. I always worked 8 to 5 or even to 6, working, and after work I went to the gym. I went to dance classes. I filmed, I edited, and then uploading YouTube every single weekend. But still was able to see somebody. I had boyfriend. I had I had some dates between. So I don't think that's like real reason. Well, I don't know. Maybe some people are just don't prioritize dating so much and then can't really take so much time to date. But I think whatever the reason, all you can do is to move on. If someone is so busy they can't see you, then that's not what you are looking for, right? Have you seen any good Japanese horror movies? I don't watch Japanese horror movies. The Japanese version of The Ring is super creepy. Yeah, that's why I don't watch. Steve, bye. She smiled in a way that was adorably shy and precious. She also blushed. Sorry for the lack of details earlier. If you are happy with that, if you are happy, because I expect getting I love you back if I said I love you to someone, right? But if you don't if you have no expectation but a very adorable smile and if you are happy with that, then that's good. But again, this platform is for you to give advice people to have healthy relationship, like relationship, right? Realistic. But yeah, I'm not gonna go deep into that. Yeah. This Twitch streamer I like recently joined a metal idol group. Who すごいね from streamer to metal idol. I went to Japan after COVID looking for a Japanese girlfriend, but now I would up with a Thai girlfriend. Funny how things work out. Yeah, that kind of things happen, you know. Yeah, it happens. A guy originally came to Japan and then kind of expecting to date Japanese woman, but end up dating like Chinese girl, Vietnamese girl in Japan, とか, or even like Western girl in Japan とかね. I think that's good because you still share the same kind of interests, right? They live in Japan. They're interested in Japan. They want to fit in Japan. So I think, yeah, it's still a different experience than dating Chinese people in the US or dating Westerners in Thai or things like that. So, yeah. Have you played Mahjong? Mahjong? No. Oh, I have. Yeah, Mahjong. そうだね. When I was a kid, I played Mahjong with my grandpa. So, yes. Do some Japanese girls like crude humor? What's crude humor? Elaborate. Frank, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. まあね、今日はイースターだから、ガガー。Thank you. What happens to foreigners if they experience serious illness like strokes while in Japan? Like if you are Japanese citizen, if you live in Japan, not visiting, live in Japan and hired by companies in Japan and then paying for the insurance, health insurance, you don't have to worry so much about it. You know, ambulance come and you go to the doctor and then check up, then it shouldn't cost so much. Because you are paying insurance. ね、social insurance, national insurance, or yeah, they will cover. But I don't know if you are a visitor and no insurance. I mean, you will get help. Ambulance still come, and they will try their best to save you. But I don't know about how much cost it would cost or the consequences or stuff like that. Yeah, never thought of it. Yeah. Although if it was me going to the US and then that happens, I will be broke. I'll be broke. No money. I might still be alive, but for the money I have to give all the money I have to survive. If it was in the US. Yeah. Well, if I lived in the US and have some, pay for insurance, that might cover, but I'm really afraid of it. I think that's one of the biggest concerns when it comes to moving to the US. Like the health, ホスピタルというか、なんていうの? Yeah, overall medical costs. Yeah. I agree. I'd want more than a smile if I said I love you. More information. More information. Yes, yes. Thank you. Yeah, more information. We need more information. I want to focus primarily on Japanese girls. By the time I move to Japan, I want to have every single girl in my general vi, 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 vis, vic, vicinity farm over me like some kind of geek god. I don't know. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay. Later on, she told me she loved me in Japanese. She said, 愛してる, but that was like many hours later. She's got a delayed reaction. It's just who she is. I accept that about her. Okay, good luck. I want to know how to date Japanese girls. That's the channel. You came to the right channel. For your information, I also have a dating advice service. Link is in the description. Yeah, I mean, that's what I do. So. あ、Walt かな Walt. WT. Thanks for the super chat. Timing is everything. I also think women like a mystery. Oh, mystery. Women like a mystery. What does that mean? Mysterious man っていうこと? Mystery. Today is Easter. Maybe this? バブーシカガガね、まあ I'm afraid it's not egg but another mini bird. Jack じゃない Jack Sparrow じゃない I keep saying Jack Sparrow but it's not Jack Sparrow. Java Sparrow. Yeah, Asian bird. Yeah, it's black and white but Asian bird. But yeah, it's an Easter. I keep the stickers, birds and eggs. Thank you. Amo Bear, welcome back. Crude humor is like a dark sense of humor. They like to make taboo jokes and laugh along to dark topics or sexual innuendos as jokes. You can try. You can try, but I usually recommend like goofy humor. You know, it's hard to go wrong. Goofy, yeah. When it comes to those dark humor, she has to understand some degree of like culture, American culture, about race or sexual jokes, those kind of stuff. So it's definitely advanced. But when it comes to goofy humor, it's like children can even laugh at you, right? I think that kind of joke is better. I actually talked about it on my Instagram post here. Instagram. This is my Instagram. Why, English teachers are good at dating in general. But I mean, this is a total generalization. Yes, I know there are so many English teachers who are not good at dating, but there are qualities and practices they learn that is actually good for dating Japanese women, right? And I think one of the things is that they know how to talk with like children or people who talk children level English, right? So when you make jokes, when you use words, think if a 10-year-old kid, like native English speaker, 10-year-old kid can understand you. If not, that might be Japanese women might not understand because they are not good at English so much. So yeah, goofy, simple words. Yeah, those are safe. Billy, it's recommended to get travel insurance when you land in Japan. Like $20 for full coverage for 2 weeks, basically. That was my rate. That sounds reasonable. Yeah. Do Japanese women express their feelings so much? Not as much as Western women, I think, in general. Yes, there are some, very no, no, expressive women, but many tend to be subtle, I think. Yeah, subtle. そうだね。でもそうだな。Maybe they don't express in words feelings, like how they feel, but they might make facial expressions and things like that. あとは聞き上手な人、women who are good at listening to you, they make like reactions like, oh, なるほど、なるほどとか、すごいとか、they make many expressions to give you a reaction, but maybe they don't really express like, oh, I feel disgust. It's really great that you did this. Like maybe it doesn't come out like straightforward, I would say. Yeah. The last thing I want to say before I leave the chat tonight is that I hope every person in here finds someone special through listening to Asagi's caring advice. Okay, you are leaving, ne? Yeah, thanks for stopping by, and good luck. Witchcraft. Hey, it's the super single guy from a few months ago living in Kansai. Ah, super single guy, ne? Okay. My question is, have you ever dated a foreign guy in Japan who didn't speak Japanese? I have seen many foreign guy and Japanese girl couples lately, and some of the guys don't speak Japanese. あ、なるほどね。これはね、like my personal experience, yes, I have dated men who don't speak Japanese. I think that was most of the time to me because I speak English no problem. I still struggle. It doesn't come out so naturally, but I can communicate as long as the guy is good at dealing with non-English というか like non-native speakers, then I was fine, you know. And I think it's hard for me to date to you, communicate comfortably with a person who are born and raised in the U.S. and never left the U.S. and talk like they are talking with native speakers. That's hard. Even for me, it's hard. But when it comes to foreign men in Japan, they tend to be good at like talking, chatting with non-native speakers. So in that kind of situation, I could deal with it, right? Until Justin. Justin is the only guy who speaks fluent Japanese that I have dated before. But yeah, but in general, I think when it comes to attraction phase, to attract women, at the first phase, you don't have to speak Japanese so much. They are not expecting you, right? But language barrier, you recognize language barrier much later, like phase 3 or something, right? When you move in with her, when you get married to her, when you have kids with her, it's going to be rough if you live in Japan and don't speak Japanese, right? So you might see a lot of international couples, like especially young ones here and there in Japan, then they might not speak Japanese fluently. But I think if you paid attention to like married couples, I think more they speak more Japanese, and if not, the partner must been through a lot for the guy who doesn't speak Japanese, to get visa, to find a place to live, to like everything. So because she has to do everything, right? I mean, even Justin's level, I still have to help out certain things, right? Like a very difficult contract kind of Japanese. I usually deal with it. The hoikuen, daycare things, I deal with it. So I do more work when it comes to those, government stuff. But it's much, much easier than the relationships or dates I've had. Much easier. I have helped a guy moving to another city. I helped a guy's tax refund. I helped a guy's opening bank accounts. Everything. I helped out everything. I mean, I was willing to do it because he's my partner. He's having a hard time doing those things. Then, sure, I help her out. I help him out, but it causes a lot of stress, right? It's not my contract. It's not my bank account. But I still have to help out. It's not that I don't want to help, but if I don't get some kind of, I don't know, I expect some kind of, attitude or like, I don't know, appreciation or things like that, right? But sometimes it's not that easy. Like when I'm helping his government stuff, right? He questions everything sometimes. Yeah, some guys are like that, Why do I have to do this? It's not fair. Why Japan does to, does. Can you negotiate and stop doing what they're doing? Like, hell no. I don't decide these rules. This is mandatory. I don't decide that. There's no negotiation. And why don't you do that? Like, that kind of conversation or argument can happen if the guy is not easygoing. Yeah, it was a stress, but God, Justin, when it comes to Justin, he can open his bank account. He can make calls to restaurants and city hall and stuff like that. So I don't have to deal with it. I'm really lucky, grateful, feel grateful. Oh, man, yeah, it's a real talk. I know it can be, pain in your ear, but damn, if you don't speak Japanese and living in Japan with your Japanese partner, then I mean, at least try. At least try. And don't be. ask about it, she's helping out. Don't make too much questions or makes it difficult, complicated, and show the gratitude. Show don't take it for granted for sure. Yeah, you really have to appreciate. And I think it's when I lived in the US, I have to rely on him. That's right. So I should be mindful about that. But we live in Japan, and yeah, that's the situation you would face if you don't speak Japanese, right? Uh, I like goofy humor too, but I like to mix them a bit. Cool, yeah, try out. Do you watch Detective Conan? No. A lot of girls do, in my age though. I've always wondered how such a relationship works where one of the people in the couple can't speak the other language. It causes stress. So when it comes to humor, I treat Japanese women like 10-year-olds. Works with me. You talk like that. You talk like that in general. When it comes to women who don't speak English at like adult level. That's not making fun of them. That's not you making fun of those girls. That's you being compassionate, right? Right? Oh, is he taking a nap? Okay.
着いたらさ、靴が一個玄関に落ちていうことを気づいて。
So you went out. He went out with one shoe.
No, he wasn't wearing any shoes. They were on the stroller.
Oh.
And by the time I got to the park, I realized that one shoe had fallen off at the genkan, off of the arcade.
Okay. So he couldn't run around at the park?
No.
But he had one shoe.
On the hook.
Oh.
フックについてて、
Oh.
でなんか玄関出る前に落ちてて気づか
あ
なかった。
ららら。Ma, at least you didn't lose the shoe. But
On the way back, I was like, shit.
so
I
he.
have a gift.
Oh, thanks. These boys are back.
Boys are back. They went on an adventure.
Oh, they went to the park too. Okay.
He wouldn't let go.
Oh, he is such a penguin lover. Wonder where he got that. Oh, so look. Oh, yeah, thanks. Tea ne. Body tea. Sorry. 10-year-old humor is about my level. That works. Naruto. Do you think Japanese women care about how they appear in conversation? Yes. He says yes. What does that mean? How they appear in conversation. I have a Japanese female coworker, and she told me that her British husband of 10 years doesn't speak any Japanese, and they have kids and live in Japan. But his coworker, do you live in Japan? Witchcraft? Because it depends. Because, if he's working in an American company in the US, but still married to a Japanese, but they live in Japan. そうか。まあ、10 years ね。確かにね、I think、older generation, the married couple, older generation, I see a lot. But nowadays, I think younger generation, um, it's becoming more of a norm to at least learn the language. But I think it a little more traditional side. うん。でもね、because I have a mix なんか neighbor who is British mix. Maybe you're talking about them. Maybe, maybe not. Probably not. But yeah, half British, half Japanese kids in the neighbor. And then I was talking with them while they were playing with Hiro. And then he goes, "Oh, Hiro-kun's dad speak Japanese. My dad doesn't speak Japanese, so I always have to talk in English with him. I can't use Japanese around him." I mean, he didn't look sad or anything, but kind of like, huh, my dad. That kind of attitude. And their mom was like, he feels kind of left out when we are talking in Japanese because he doesn't understand. But, I can't really care about it because he doesn't speak Japanese and then we can. They speak Japanese, the kids speak Japanese with their mom. So, they kind of, the husbands sometimes feel left out, but they can't do much about it. I don't think they are disappointed about it, but yeah, at least the husband feels kind of like, I can't join the conversation. So to avoid that happen, I highly recommend level up your Japanese. I have a Japanese friend who is very blunt and straight to the point when he talks. It's very funny to mess with him because he acts all serious. I mean, appear like how Japanese women come across in conversation. Come across in conversation? How Japanese women come across? Still don't understand. Am I crazy? So you live in Kansai and your coworker is married to a Japanese woman, but no Japanese. Oh, oh no. あ、なんか、for, for, it's not an excuse, but when my neighbor, the British dad, he doesn't work in Japan. うん。He lives in other country and that's why he doesn't speak Japanese so much, even though he's married to a Japanese woman. And that kind of makes sense. He doesn't use Japanese in a daily level, and he works in foreign company outside Japan, which is makes sense. But when it comes to your coworker, hey, come on, yeah. I knew a guy who spoke no Japanese and had a Japanese girlfriend who spoke no English. Like, how does that work? How does that work? まあ we rarely see that kind of couples, like successful couples, and they don't speak each other's language. I think it was a thing back then, I guess. Like one of my American friends, right? Um, his mother is Mexican, his father is American, and then his mother didn't speak any English, but married to his dad and still married. after like 30 years or 40 years, right? That kind of things can happen. Can happen, but it's more like a yeah, traditional thing, not really a modern dating thing. Yeah. I have no idea how it worked, right? I think Japanese humor seems like it mostly consists of exaggerated expressions, silly voices, and making fun of mistakes. That's true. Yeah, that's true. Exaggerated. Yeah. Silly だね。How do they like to carry themselves in conversation, and do they care about their representation? Hmm. No, what do you wanna know? What do you wanna know? なんか sounds like part of me doesn't just don't just understand what you actually want to know. My coworker is a Japanese woman and she is married to a British man. Hmm. Oh, okay, okay, it's okay. So her husband か。うん。her husband. Yeah, okay. So maybe her husband works in like a completely different place, but maybe not. He lives in Japan, working in Japan, and then don't speak Japanese. Sounds like he can improve more. And like really, how does she manage that? Even with kids, she must have been through a lot. I think Venice is trying to ask, do Japanese women care about the way they are perceived in conversation, such as if they are seen as too opinionated or too shy? ああ、そういうことね。そういうことね。うんうんうんうん。なんかわかった。ああ、それは、Japanese people in general, not just women, are very self-conscious. うん。It's not just the outlook, but also the presentation and stuff like that. They really care about it. I think it comes from like a group mindset, like social というか if we say Western culture is more about individuals, Japanese is more like harmony. Yeah, we care about harmony. We care about how other people think about them, kind of stuff. So yeah, in the conversation, they really look up the group and then see how they should act or um, yeah, in a different setting, they usually dress up very well, uh, even in なんか普通に neighborhood でもね。Um, yeah. Oh, Hirokun's awake. そうだね。Yeah, I think that comes from the harmony mindset. I don't know if it's considered good or bad in the US, but I think that's really shapes the culture of Japan, right? Harmony, how you pay attention to other people and stuff like that. So yeah, they really do care about it. Mm. And there are so many great places to go on dates in Asakusa. あ、そう。浅草 まあね、there are so many like nice cafes. まあでも is there not too many tourists right now? I don't know. I really respect her because it must be hard, but I also don't know how he can get by without knowing how to speak his wife's language. I never want to be in that situation. Yeah. We in my community that doesn't really, it's not really encouraged, right? Uh, but I guess I never will if I never get married. それだけど、でも it depends on how you act, how you uh, learn, how you put effort and go out there from now. You can start from now. If you don't, then yeah, I guess you're not gonna get married. Especially if you live Kansai already, then you have so many opportunities. Kansai, which part of Kansai? It depends. Maybe it's not Osaka, but if Osaka is close, there are so many spontaneous women in Osaka who are interested in Western culture とか. There was a ton of tourists when I was there last month. Yeah, I can imagine. Shaun, peace to all Star Wars. Okay, Star Wars. Do you like teaching? Teaching one, it depends on the subject. Teaching how to date Japanese women. Oh yeah, that's what I do. Teaching Japanese to foreigners. No, I'm not a teacher, like in Japanese teacher, so I don't really do that. Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, oof, that reminded me of the worst customer I've ever had. Like in a way, that was the. I mean, I think overall, that was the worst customer I've ever had on my service. Yeah, cause oh man. So I'm doing dating advice service, right? I have several like items in my website, and one of them is like a one-on-one chat. You can ask me questions and then basically QA session in about dating, right? If you wanna, well, depends on it really depends on the person. They want to. Some people talk about you know like, oh, I haven't done anything. What should I start? Or some people are, I'm chatting with this girl, but seems like she's giving me mixed signals. What should I do? Like, it varies, but I always, happy to help wherever they are. But this customer I had a few weeks ago, Um, he's American again. American customers, because I talked about the other American customer who was laying in his bed in a hotel and then just talking to me like this, right? Because it was kind of rude. He was just rude, but he was still, okay, I would say, except for like basically he was rude, yeah. But anyways, the customer I recently had, he's also American, and at first he was, this is a dating advice, and then he was like, I want to get a Japanese girlfriend. That was the topic he wanted to talk, you know. So I showed up on the, session, and then, we started talking, and then, okay, so you want to get a Japanese girlfriend. What's exactly about that? What kind of challenge do you have? What do you want me to solve or help? And he goes like, well, to be honest, I'm just here to chat with you. It's like, okay, chat. So you're not here to get a dating advice? He goes, I mean, if you want to, but I know you're married, but you're hot. Uh, you're attractive and then smart. So I just wanted to talk with you. Well, but this is a dating advice. I'm sending a dating advice. Well, but I'm still paying. Come on. Wow. Right? I was confused because he was, I mean, we talked about his dating situation and stuff like that, and then he was complaining how women are gold diggers. He's riding like a Lamborghini or Ferrari, like super fancy car. He's riding a super fancy car. But girls who come to me are well, not even Japanese because he lives in the U.S. So like gold diggers, right? Who come for money, not him. So he was, oh, I'm sick of it. And then saying that basically he thinks he can buy my time, right? He can pay me for, and then I do whatever he want me to do. Like, no. If you want to simply chat with a woman, you go to hostess. You go to hostess or, yeah, there are services for that. My service is dating advice service. And then people are waiting for the vacancy. And then he took one. And he doesn't even want advice. Right? And he was, I still tried my best to back on track. And then, I didn't want to just chat with him. Because I'm not a chat lady, I'm not a hostess or things like that. So I always try to get back to dating topic and then, why, is there any chances to meet Japanese women? You live in the US, so maybe you want to approach Japanese women online, right? I've tried, but it didn't work for me. Okay, then I have an ebook for you to improve your dating profile. Have you checked? Have you checked it out? Yeah, I checked the website, but figured out I have to pay for that. I didn't want to pay. I thought it was for free. Oh wait, so you don't wanna pay just $16 for an actual information and advice, but you just paid almost the $30 to chat with me. Wow, wow, that's isn't that like the most disrespectful thing to do to a dating advisor? He only see he only see like sex value in me. Like I'm just an attractive woman he can pay for, right? I have my profession, but he doesn't value. He doesn't see that value. He doesn't care about the actual helpful information that I have, not my wisdom, not my specialty, profession, but just I just want to talk with attractive Japanese woman, so I want to pay for that. Like, F you, man. F you. I hope he's not gonna come back again. Yeah. I really hope. Or I wouldn't accept. Yeah. Because I don't offer it. That's not something that I offer. Like, have a little chat, 101, right? Exactly, Billy. Like he was projecting his own gold digging. I know, right? I wonder why women are also, only looking for money. Cause he's paying. He thinks he can pay and then buy women, which in some services he can, but not on my service. Yeah. Yeah, that was so disrespectful. Like, I felt really uncomfortable. Mm. Never had a customer like that. Mm. I live near Osaka. I've been trying dating for a little less than 10 years and I have had ups and downs. Dating apps, meetup events, coworkers, but nothing amounted to marriage. Oh, why is that? I know it's something I need to change about myself, but it's hard to change on my own. Yeah, I think so. It's really hard to find out what you can actually work on it. I've seen many men who are trying, but trying in a wrong way. For example, they are trying so hard to find the best dating app and don't really work on their presentation. Or they are working so hard to make more income, more income, more income until they become like 50, even 40. And then, I'm not ready, I'm not ready, I'm not making enough to impress women. It's not really about that, man. They are making effort in the wrong place. But that's why, dating advisors, coaches are there to help you. Only thing you should do is to reach out and ask for help if you want to change but don't know what to do or anything, things like that, right? Uh-huh. Almost surreal. He didn't want to pay because he lost his money to Tate. Like Andrew Tate だっけ? Oh man. Was this a Japanese man who was mad simping over you in your profession? Japanese man? Who? Japanese man? Do you prefer talking to girls about their dating problems or men? Talking to girls about their dating problems or men? I think I like both. I'm open to help both men and women. まあ Japanese women かな. I don't have much profession in helping Western women to date because of, I'm not Western woman and I don't have so much influence in Western women. So I can't really talk for them, but definitely for Japanese women and foreign men about dating programs or giving advice even. Yeah, but I just don't have much influence in Japanese women. But it would be great to help them, but just nobody really asked for it, so. Was it Japanese man or foreign man? I only take foreign customers. I don't have any Japanese men in my service or profession. I hope he realized what he was doing was disrespectful. Hopefully he learns to be respectful and to go to appropriate place for dating, not dating a dating advisor. He's not even trying to date me. He just wanted to be he just wanted me to be a company, spend some time or things like that. So for some kind of comfort, he doesn't want like dating advice. He doesn't want to work on himself. Just wanted me to be there and then listen to his talk, or I don't know. He knows I'm married. He have zero chance. But yeah, complicated. So many issues in him. Keitaro, do you think I should change my preference in order to fit to the dating scene? It depends on what kind of preference in order to fit in the dating scene. Like, preference? In what? Like, preference in women? Like, this is the extreme example, but if you want to date 14-year-old girl, then yeah, in this modern dating scene that's illegal, I would say, yeah, you should change your market. But what kind of preference? Like, for example, do you like very hardcore otaku contents, but still wanna date Japanese women or women, or I don't know what kind of preference you are talking about. Has anyone ever called you a クソ? まあ、クソってあんま言わないよね. That's not for people まあ、in English you might say, oh, you little shit とか言うけど、in Japanese, わ、クソ野郎とかじゃん。クソ野郎。for men, クソ野郎 can be, like, your shithead とか。for women, for women, with クソはないかな。ないな。for women, クソ。なんか、クソアマとか言ったりするかな。アマっていうのは very insulting word for women to call women アマだからクソアマは perhaps but people don't really use that. I mean, yeah. Have you ever considered making a channel for Japanese women who want to date foreign men? Like the channel could be in all Japanese. I tried to make an Instagram account. I still have that. But it was just too much. Even when I was at the point single, not married, none of the family thing going on. Still was a lot of work, like handling this YouTube channel, my Instagram account, go to dance classes, and then one more platform for a different audience, right? What's yeah, it was a little too much. So if I will reach out to Japanese women, I will collaborate with other dating advisors or other business owners who have much more influence in Japanese women, right? For example, what I do right now is to collaborate with Misa-san, who she is a dating advisor or English coach, English coach for Japanese women who want to date Westerners, right? But her audience, her students are more like 40 plus old women. But yeah, if I want to reach out to younger Japanese women, then I would reach out to a dating advisor or English coach for who has many followings from young Japanese women, right? So I think it's much easier. I don't have to build audience in Japanese women from zero, right? You're married to a foreign man, so many Japanese women may appreciate your advice. I'm pretty sure they would. I'm confident. But also, it takes a lot of effort and time and yeah, to build the audience, you know. Well, I like to have an active sexual life in a relationship, but most women doesn't like it, and I was often told to change that. Oh, but I don't feel myself if I ever throw that away. I'm quite a simple man. なるほどね。なるほどね。Sexual preference ね。I don't think you should change it though. なんか it's not something you should change, sounds like. I'm sure there are women who are also into, intimacy. You just haven't found out, or you are not reaching out to the right woman, approaching right woman, or things like that. Yeah. そうだね。Well, I would say in general, yeah, there are. I think you should be with a woman who don't have you don't have a stress over the intimacy or frequency or things like that, right? But also this preference usually changes over time, right? Some people feel the less need, right? Oh, I don't think I will have sex every night anymore. Over time, like age can be it, or lifestyle. If you if your wife gets pregnant, you can still do that, but maybe she feels uncomfortable doing that frequently. Or if you get a kid, then certainly you will have less chances. So if you it, it it's I mean yeah communication かね. But fundamentally speaking, if a woman is not it into intimacy, then that's a woman is not for you, simply speaking. Yeah, but you should also be aware of the change. The idea can change over time, or how relationship grows, right? Because it's not all about it, right? I'm sure you understand, but it's not all about sex. Relationship is not all about sex. So, and how people prioritize sex in a relationship can change. You should also be aware of that. Does anyone have experience dating when you have a chaotic or toxic family? The girl I am dating wants to meet my family, but they are dramatic and always scared girls off. ああ、それね、that's rough だね. Yeah. Long stream today. We appreciate you being here, but you should enjoy Easter with Hiro and Justin. ね. Yeah, I was thinking about wrapping up soon. So I guess it's a timing. Yeah. Thanks for joining the live stream. It was a lot of, fun conversation here and there, and appreciate it. To appreciate you for keeping the community awesome. Right now I'm editing the new video, the Kuro Couch collaboration video. Hopefully uploading within like 2 weeks, kana. So give me some time. But I'm working on it, and yeah, live stream next Sunday, kana. Until then, we'll see you there next time. Bye bye.